Here's how to create your tax deed auction maximum bid sheet and the important details that you need to have on that sheet when you're prepping for an auction. Because the worst thing that you want to have happen is for you to get mixed up, get confused at an auction, buy the wrong property, bid too much, or just screw things up at that tax auction. So when you're going to the deed auction, you want to go, obviously, you want to get the list. You want to download that list. You don't want to be getting access to the list too far. Well, you don't want to start pulling properties, say a couple months in advance. One of the most important things for the tax deed auction is to have a list of properties that are actually going to show up at the sale. And the key thing about that is if you start building your list too far out, you're going to end up with a list where everything redeems and you're probably going to waste your time. So that's why it's important. A key detail when going to these sales is you want to make sure, like if you're traveling far for a tax deed sale, you want to make sure that there's going to be at least 80 to 100 properties on that list. And the reason that is because if you're going to go and look at 80 to 100 properties, the day of the sale, you could be left generally, 80% of those will redeem. So you could be left with 5, 10, 15 of those properties. So it doesn't make sense to travel a long distance when you don't have a lot of properties on that list. Now, the other circumstance is maybe it's in your own backyard. Okay. So if it's in your own backyard or within 30, 40-minute drive, it's no big deal. You're not really out of the game that much if you go and maybe there's only 20 properties going to auction and maybe only 2 go to auction. And that's okay if you're not traveling. Okay. So coming back to your list, what you're going to want to do is create a simple spreadsheet with a few columns. Okay. So first column is you're going to have your parcel ID on the left. And then from there, the next column is you want to have your addresses in there, like the property address coming up. The next column is the county assessed value. Okay. You want to know what does the county tax this property on? And then from there, you also want to figure out the land value for that property is super important. So from here, for everybody that is just tuning in, I'm Dustin Hahn. I specialize in tax lien and tax deed investing. And I like to help beginners get into this business. So if you are a beginner, you want to learn tax liens, go ahead, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up on this video, share it with your friends who want to get into it, and make sure to subscribe. For everybody that subscribes, I like to hook them up with this totally free mini course on tax liens and deeds, how to get a profitable lien or deed in 30 days, the ABCs of tax lien and deed investing, tax lien and deed 101. So this is on demand and it is in the bio below. Just click more info, hit the subscribe button on your way there.